day job, running fast from the way it was. Jump quick to a paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back.
Good morning. What is up? Welcome back to my channel, y'all. Welcome. Okay, welcome in. And today we're going to talk about Married to Medicine Reunion Part 3 Recap. We finally made it, honey. We finally made it. We've made it to the tea, the drama, and all. So let's get started, all right? I have a lot to say about this. And it's the whole situation is very telling. It's a lot. It's a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a lot. Good morning, Tabby. It's a lot. I'm glad that we done with Married to Medicine this season. It was very embarrassing. And it wasn't embarrassing for me. I just feel like we got a lot of vindication when it comes to Dr. G and Quad. I really do. And I'm going to tell you why. So we're going to go through the recap, honey, from last night, honey. Oh, Lord Jesus. Okay, so let's get to it. So we open up, the boyfriends are talking. They go and say how Quad say she's supporting the marriage all the way. They showed that clip, and where it showed Dr. G said that he didn't care what they think. So remember, Curtis said that let's be honest, nobody really gave a darn what Dr. G was with Sweet Tea. You know what I'm saying? We didn't care until the blogs hit that he was getting married. We wanted to be nosy, and that's what it transpired. So as they're sitting there, we go into the clip where Dr. Simone and Quad square off with each other. So Dr. Simone was like, "You got mad. You gave us your butt to kiss, and we went ahead and hung out with Dr. G and Sweet Tea." So Quad said, "But you inserted them into the group." And I'm going to tell you why Quad say that. Here's the thing. Quad didn't have a problem with Dr. G being there with his fiance. It was the waving in the face. Remember, he asked Quad for a baby. He wanted things from her that he just wasn't open to receive. So they get into it. Honey, she got up. They did a whole shout match. They got up in each other's face. Yes. She told Simone, Quad, that she basically is getting her karma. Quad say, "What karma, Simone? What karma?" She say, "After I've been there for you when we were looking for your father in Memphis." And then she said here and say, "When the cameras was running. That's what she said. So they got in each other's face about it. They got mad. She told her the karma that she had coming for her because she was giving people butt to kiss. She didn't support nobody, this and that. So as their security is sitting here dragging them out, Simone was still talking. Security and Dr. G and Sweet Tea gathered Dr. Simone out to another room. And then Quad was being held back by Dr. Mimi and Toya. And I'm starting to see that next season, it may be a little division going on. So, honey, as they walk off, Dr. Simone to another room, Dr. Mimi sitting here saying, "But she's healing and you're healing." And Toya said something that really stuck to me and was true. Toya said, she said this, and I quote, she said, "At least she told you to your face how she really feel. At least she told you it's okay, Quad." She said that was messed up. She say, "No, it's not messed up, but at least she told you to your face." Aww. Yeah. She say, "At least she told you to your face. At least she told you what it was." So, Dr. Mimi was saying, it's what we said we're doing upward. She was compressing on her chest to say it's okay. You got to let it out. You're both the healing. She says upward and forward or something like that. So the men are standing there talking. Here comes Sweet Tea galloping herself behind Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. Just galloping her booty behind there. Girl, baby, we gonna get into it because I'm gonna give you my thoughts with Dr. G. It's gonna make you want to do a binge watch. So as Sweet Tea gallop herself on in there, she trying to talk to Dr. Simone. Lo and behold and lo. Honey, why Jackie sat there and said, Sweet Tea, not right now, Sweet Tea. She's son the girl. I say, wait a minute, what? She little girl, Sweet Tea. She said, not right now, Sweet Tea. Right not now. I need you to leave, Sweet Tea. I need you to leave. Not right now, Sweet Tea. Not. I say, why is she little? Okay, so we knew that after. Here's the thing with Dr. Jackie, and I noticed this. People, and I thought people was tripping. I thought I was tripping. You do something wrong to Dr. Jackie one time. Remember, Sweet Tea called her the B word. Dr. Jackie, she forgave Sweet Tea, but we could tell she don't deal with Sweet Tea like that. She ain't rocking with Sweet Tea like that because Sweet Tea has a thing to where, and this is how I know, and I'm not the only person that said this. Shout out to Bonnie, and I'm so glad she said. I feel like I get off my chest now. Let me breathe when I say it. I believe Sweet Tea is a victim to domestic violence. And this is what you notice with women who are, they talk up when they can't talk up at home. And we saw Sweet Tea do that a lot. But Sweet Tea went, but I give it to Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea wasn't gonna let them little girl her either. I have to give her that. Okay. So she sat down and talked to Dr. Simone. She said, Dr. Jackie talked to Dr. Simone. She said, I'm so sick of hearing what we did. Everything you did was for the camera. We weren't talking to each other. There was no phone call. There wasn't no text message. I'm so sick of hearing about what we did. When she gonna take accountability? Well, let me tell you something while you hearing it, Simone. Mariah said this. I love Dr. Simone. I've been a fan of her. She's been given what she needs to give at times. But this time, she is the villain. I'm going to tell you why. Dr. Simone, and it's no shade, when she get mad at you, she do try to get people off the show. That's just what she does. She does what producers want her to do. We have seen it. And I feel like Dr. Simone, I feel like she has some things she needs to work on for herself and just work on that friendship. Because she got a good, like when I see Dr. Simone required, baby, her catchphrases are great. Her shade is on point, honey. The dressing is dressing at times. But since her and Quad has not been around each other, it's been lacking. I don't know where this coming up because her and Sweet Tea are good friends. But, I just feel like she's sitting here being nice to Sweet Tea. And I'm not finna lie. I feel like she's being nice to Sweet Tea because she wants to sit here and birth Sweet Tea babies. Hey, Amber. She want to birth Sweet Tea babies. She want to be there and let Sweet Tea pop out them babies with that man that's a therapist that's unemotionally available. Oh, we're going to get into Dr. G because I'm not shocked by his antics. I knew it was coming. So as they sitting here talking, the men go back and talk. Now, the guys was talking to King about the situation. And what people miss when it came to King is how Dr. G sat here and tried to son and young boy King, right? So as they're sitting here talking, it was Andy asked, hey, I think he asked him something about the situation and how he feel about, what was going on. So what King said to me, I felt. King said, I wasn't going to let you talk to my woman this way because it seems like that's the same way you talk to your wife. It's the same way he seems like it's repetitive because you talk to your wife the same way. Now I'm gonna tell you how he saw King and nobody paid attention. Remember they had the cigar on the beach and they were saying it wasn't there for about 20 minutes. And he say, I see you want to protect her. He say, yeah, you protect her. You do what you're supposed to do. But don't think I'm not going to say what I want to say to her, basically. That's basically what he was saying. So I was like, what? So hold on, y'all. So they was asking Greg about the charges. Now Greg filed charges at the police station. And King told Dr. G to stop wasting his time with them charges because what Dr. G was trying to do, was get King off production. He didn't want him on the show. And this is what I be saying, like, Dr. G is upset just like the rest of the guys are upset. Let's be honest. King is young. He's nice looking. His physique is nice. They old. The men feel some type of way too. Y'all was hearing them on the show. King got his shirt off. Dang, King come out. Everybody got their shirt on. But guess who got his shirt off? King. They were upset. They showed up on Dr. G. Ego was hurt. So King say stop wasting time. And then he said that maybe you should apologize to Quad. And he said Quad didn't disrespect him. He was going back with T. And basically, Eugene said it's something about being a man, even though the woman might be wrong, at some point you need to take the standard of the man and say, hey, you know what? Like, let it be. And just apologize. Now, the conversation peeped with the fight was because of that. He kept trying to, Dr. G did try to young boy him. His ego was bruised. So then all the guys are sitting now talking about it. Him and King are still having a conversation about how he was upset and how he felt some type of way. And like he said, and like I just said, everybody feels like King, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the youngest of the group. Here come this young man that Quad is with. Physique is nice. He's very protective. Like, it's bruising his ego because he felt like when he brought Sweet Tea, that was going to bruise Quad's ego. But it became different because it just wasn't that. So then we go to the conversation, child. Did I put the picture of Toya in here? So then they get the ladies back and they're having a conversation. And Andy goes, I heard something happen in the back, back there while I was talking to the guys. And basically, they discussed, Quad and Simone's discussed their fallout. And it was about to be a fight. They say it was 45 minutes earlier. So they were saying how, hold on, y'all. She was hearing Quad say she was tired of what they did. Basically, all the time. So Quad was like, I don't understand where we went left. We was just fine what happened. And they were discussing about what happened, what they did. They tried to send Quad home for Sweet Tea. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. And Quad had a problem with that. And so Dr. Simone would say she was tired. What did you do? And saying that she wasn't around. She was keeping things to herself. She wasn't talking to them. They weren't talking to her, this and that. But here's the thing. So this is what I heard. I heard last year they were trying to get Quad off the show. They were calling production allegedly to get Quad off the show. Dr. Heavily even said it too. Dr. Heavily said it too. And then what happened is, so Dr. Simone bring up Cecil and Gregory, how they've been friends for years. Here's the thing. Yes, they've been friends since they were divorced. Okay. Remember, they were married for 6 years. They've been divorced since 2019. 6 years ago, they've been divorced. My thing is this. Y'all didn't get real tight with Dr. G till he got with Sweet Tea. Am I lying or am I flying? The case was, let me tell y'all, because I know people didn't watch this season. So the reason why they sent Quad home, she bred gifts to Sweet Tea, she did all of that, and they thought it was for show. The reason why they sent Quad home was because they were trying to place Quad with Sweet Tea because they felt a type of way. I believe that Dr. Simone is still mad about the whole sister circle thing. And I'm still trying to figure out why you're so mad. So they sent her home and she wasn't around filming like that because nobody wanted to film with Quad. Then when Sweet Tea started cussing their ass out, they didn't want to film with Sweet Tea no more. When Sweet Tea started going off at them, they didn't want to film no more. Now they brought her in to try to exile Quad. Now that we back on the new season, Quad gave everybody Quad been on an apology tour since last season reunion. Why are we back on this reunion with an apology tour? I'm not understanding. She do, Tabby, but this time the way that they just sat here and she apologized last season. Why are we still on an apology tour this reunion? And everybody was just fine. Everybody was fine. They left on a good note. They had disagreements and it was okay. So Dr. Simone said, you know what? I'm done with it. And I felt like for them to know what he did to Quad, that's what I'm saying. Why she keep apologizing? They're not trying to accept her apology. They did her dirty. I feel like Dr. G, for him to be a therapist, is very verbal abusive and mental. There was some abuse allegations going on with Dr. G and Quad. Why would you hang with someone that you force to have a baby with because he wanted a baby? But the way he talked to her, the way he acted like a child during important conversations, why would you try to force this girl to bring a baby with this man? That's the same thing they doing with Sweet Tea. And I'm kind of like, in the way he belittled Sweet Tea, and the way she windmilling, and the way he playing in her face. Oh, we're gonna get into how he played in her face. Cause I said, what is this? Baby, we finna get into it. Let me continue, because I was pissed. So after we sat there with that, Dr. Heavenly decided to say, you know what, I'm sorry. I apologize. She said, I want to apologize, Contessa. Whatever we got going on, we need to fix it, Contessa. I feel like Contessa is very flip-floppy. I feel like if it's going to be divided, getting ready to be divided again next season, Contessa already done picked her spot. And I'm going to get into why I feel like she picked her spot. Contessa picked her spot. And I feel like she's gonna next try to have an issue with Quad. And Quad ain't gonna know what's going on, just like she did that husband when she told us that her husband, when she trying to blame Dr. Heavenly, wasn't ish, and she told us on national TV it alluded to he might be cheating on her. I didn't say that. You heard me say that? I didn't say that. Did I say? I think that's what's gonna happen next season, y'all. I'm sorry. So then we go into, and she was on her apology. They had Heavenly on her apology tour too, because it's the same thing. Yeah, he didn't even know what was going on. So then we go to Dr. G. Dr. G said, look how lost he looked. Like, look at his emotions. Every time he see Quad, I don't care what nobody say. And I'm so glad somebody else picked this up. Look how he looking at Quad. He want to cry. I feel like, oh, honey, we're going to get into the tea. Let's get into it. So as they're going or whatever, Dr. G is sitting here looking at all of this. And this is what Dr. Heavenly did, try to apologize and keep it light. I had to put this picture in here because Dr. Heavenly look good. I don't know who did her wig, but they did justice this season. It's great. I'm glad it's not the blonde. So as they sitting here having a conversation, Toya brought up something about if you see your woman, hold on, let me make sure I'm on because I'll be going fast real quick, but this is the good tea. I think I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to tell you the tea that I found out. I'm going to hold my tea that I found out by Dr. G practice. I'm going to hold my tea. Oh, I got some tea for y'all. Oh, I got some good old tea. I found out something. I wasn't the only person either. I found out something. So Andy asks Dr. G if there's anything he want to own up to the quad, right? So he decides to not say anything. He just sitting here looking blank stare. And he apologized to Quad only because he forced her to. Well, he was forced to. And he said, he's sorry about what happened. He wasn't emotionally, I guess, available to the situation. That wasn't his response. Basically, he was tipsy and he'll apologize. And she accepted his apology. Now, I'm going to tell y'all this, though. The reason why Quad and a lot of people haven't noticed, remember on the one season they got the divorce and Andy tried to have them do a sit down? Quad and Dr. G never broke that fourth wall that they needed to have in a conversation. When she brought up about the things that happened and then he blamed her, she blamed him, they never had a civil conversation. They divorced, left it as is. They divorced and left it as is. And I noticed this reunion that we're going to keep getting this interaction with Quad and Dr. G because she's now with somebody else. But there was a fourth wall or something that he had to say that he never got out in the same way she did. There's still a healing process. So, he apologized. She accepted. Sweet Tea looked disgusted. She looked like, ooh, that's a little better off for me tonight. So Andy asked Quad if she had something to say. And Toya say, I'm uncomfortable. And, she was just saying she's speaking highly of King. And I love what she said this. She said she's not to take shots at Dr. G. She spoke highly of King because that is her man. That's exactly what she said. And what I took from this is what she said, I agree with. She said, and I quote, I shouldn't have to not speak highly of my man and feel, some type of way just to watch out for his emotions and how he feel. And I get that because as women, some women, they have the emotions of, oh, it could be a get back, or they feel like, oh, I have to watch how I talk about my man. Now, Quad ain't asked him to come on the show. We all know who did. We just talked about it. But, oh, I have to subject to his feelings. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad, but my man. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Like she said, she shouldn't have to be, feeling responsible for his emotions because she's talking about her man, right? And the same way he did Quad when he brought Sweet Tea around, he was parading his wife this, his woman this in front of everybody. Quad is not responsible for Dr. G emotions and his ego being triggered and hurt because of who she's with. She wasn't sitting there responsible for his. So why should she feel like I have to be responsible and watch what I say of boosting my man? When she asks, one thing he giving her is protective. He's making her feel protected. That's why she wants to give him a baby. She ain't giving him no baby because she this and that. Because Quad will leave him dry where she leave him where she left him. She feels protected. She feels seen. She feels respected, and she feels loved. That's it. That's all she asked Dr. G to do. He listens to her. He stands up for her and protect her. I haven't seen Dr. G really protect the Quad like that. I'm sorry, I haven't. So it's a different thing for her, and that's why this woman is ready to open up them cakes and get them in a baby. She's ready to poop. She ready to go ahead and go ahead and drop a low on the man and go ahead and do it again. She ready to do all that. So as they having a conversation about the situation, and so Sweet Tea go, okay, that's great. Don't mention my husband. Girl, what? This what I be saying. Like, oh God, it's always a hit and miss. She say, but he wasn't mentioned. Okay. She say, but I never mentioned him though. When I talked about him, I just never mentioned him. But he feel like she trying to cast. So Dr. G say he feels like Quad is trying to cast a negative towards her by saying she left. But it's the truth, she did leave. And then he decided to talk about the divorce. And he said there was no settlement. She said, yeah, because I helped you build your practice. Speaking of practice, I'm so glad y'all here. So if y'all go look up his practice, supposedly they say he said retired. I ain't hear that. When Dr. G was married to Quad, and I looked them up myself, his reviews were outstanding. When he got married to Sweet Tea, who's not running his practice, and she's staying at home, because Quad really did help. If y'all remember season 2, even though Mariah, or was it season 1 or season 2, before her and Mariah fell out, between the fallout, before the fallout with Mariah and the fallout, Quad says she had a degree in medicine, right? In the medical field, where Dr. G practiced, he needed his medical. So she was somewhere like with pharmacy or something like that. And she would go around and get deals for Dr. G to have his medicine, where he had a pharmacy, like a third party pharmacy or somewhere like that, and insurance, right? It was something like that. I got to look it up. But that was her degree. Quad made sure everything was in order and help with the practice. That's why Quad did not ask for no settlement of any money from Dr. G. She had her own money from that because she was part of that practice with that situation. She was getting paid still. Also, she had the show and she had Sister Circle. So Dr. G ego was already bruised because he felt like Quad earned more money than him. That's why there was no settlement in the divorce. She left not because of it was cheating, lying, control. It was something else because I read up on it. Baby, we don't even know the full details and everything. And Chat GPD on Google picked it up. That's why nothing was there. So she was like, I helped you build your practice. He couldn't say nothing. And she did. She did help him. When she was married to him, his reviews were outstanding. Baby, I'm reading reviews. I'm going to say allegedly, because y'all going to look it up yourself. People saying he just threw them on medication. Somebody say he threw them in a mental hospital. And I say, wait a minute. What the hell does Dr. G got going on? So then, after this debacle, honey, this is where the real situation come in. So the question was practically, they were really going back and forth. And I think this is the part where he asked, Dr. G, would he, I think we ain't got there yet. No, we ain't get there yet to the Sweet Tea apology. So she said she felt like, his ego was bruised. He was being vindictive when he tried to do that report, and he was trying to get back at Quad and King because Quad and King, now they're a duo. So Dr. G proceeds to say out his damn mouth. He said, of course you're supposed to protect your mate. Of course you are. But when your mate is walking around insulting people, and King, and I love it with King. He said, but she didn't. Now, the whole time the ladies going at it, King ain't say nothing. This is why I love King for Quad. He said, but she didn't disrespect you though. He didn't disrespect you. See, that's the thing. You don't take, like, basically, you ain't taking accountability that my woman did not disrespect you. She didn't lay her hands on you. She didn't do none of that. She didn't disrespect you. I feel like when it came to the situation at that thing, when everybody was like, oh, it was Quiet fault, she did too much. Dr. G was already talking shit. The reason why Quad say, oh yeah, I throw the baby shower, she wasn't being assaulting. She basically said, well, you would be begging me for a baby and you couldn't act right. You got somebody that could do those things for you. I would be gladly to throw the baby shower for you because you thought you was going to bring her in this young country bumpkin to come hurt my feelings. News flash. It ain't gonna. That's what I got from Quad. Like, that ain't it. So, you know, they standing up for each other. But he, you know, going back and forth. And he said he felt insulted. He felt very insulted. And Quad said she didn't insult him at all. And she felt like anything that he say, he's gonna, that reference to Quad, he's gonna feel insulted. He's gonna be upset, which is what he does. And so he said about the baby shower. And she said she's gonna throw the baby shower. She's gonna be responsible. Why not? You brought her that. And she just proved she wasn't against him. And he was so hurt that she said she did. She left him. She left him. She left him. He upset for her. He said, so now it's, oh, I could have came for you for cash. But you didn't, G. You let your wife move into the same house that your ex-wife had. That you brought your ex-wife with the same decor. Baby, she been living in that house for 3 years. She just not switching it out. I'm not understanding. The decor was quiet. Baby, sweetie, I need you, baby. Baby, I'm a little embarrassed. So Cecil jumped in and said, you know, things didn't go right. Things was what it was. They're going to bump heads. That is what it is. You know, he was basically saying, hey, like, that's just, you know what I'm saying? What it is. Yeah, it got, honey, he said he could have took Quad for, Quad made more than him though. Quad was, he didn't, let me tell you something. He didn't expect, Tabby, he didn't expect for Quad. I really feel like he didn't expect for Quad to do it without him. And a lot of people are saying that they feel like Sweet Tea need to have her own thing. But I feel like Sweet Tea get enough of her own thing because I feel like Sweet Tea is inspired by Quad. Honey, same dress out. We not going to go there, baby. I done seen her on Watch What Happen Live. Same dress, look like she the bang wig. I say, oh, what the hell is this here? When she walked out behind Quad thinking she was best dressed. When she went on her podcast she has now with Dr. Simone, say, oh yeah, her house that we got to pay on. And I knew then she looked up to Quad and Quad didn't lie because of the fact is Quad left that marriage and made something of herself. Quad didn't get with nobody for a while. Quad brought a house. She will focus on business. She made something out of herself. And Sweet Tea feeling like, did I get the end of the stick as being a fan? But let's continue, honey. So then as they're sitting here chit-chatting, here go Koya and Toya in normal fashion. And she said something about, you know, when it comes to arguments, is a man supposed to stand up in front of, and that's when that question came. She said in front of for their woman or whatever. And everybody agreed. That's when Cecil said what he said and everybody agreed. That's why the question came up. And Sweet Tea got upset because Toya mentioned it. Baby, they got into it. Her and Toya was catching strays. So she was like, there's a big difference. And Toya agreed with Cecil. She said there's a big difference because they was talking about Dr. G. No, it's not. Yes, it is. And we're gonna get into Sweet Tea in a minute. So I want to close this out because I have a lot to say about Sweet Tea. Dr. G performed "Set Me Free." mm. um. Wait, hold on. Hold on. I can't do this laugh by myself. Wait a minute. He performed, I'm trying not to cry, "Set Me Free." No. The fact that Sweet Tea, this song is about his ex-wife. He say set him free from the BS he tired of being lied on. Sweet Tea, this is so embarrassing. And I've seen a lot of people say Sweet Tea deserves so much better. Sweet Tea is shooking and jiving in her seat. And everybody sitting here flabbergasted and laughing like this isn't the best time. Andy, I'm gonna say this to you. Andy, you full of it. You are full of it. Andy, this was Andy didn't take this serious. It was very entertaining to him. I'm sick of Andy at this point. I'm so sick of Andy. I'm so sick of it. Andy, why would you let this man who is going through so much of himself show up and sing this song off key, off rhythm, acting like he was in Cool in the Game and just sat there a Cool in the Game reject or whatever other rap group I can't say Bone Thugs and Harmony because he wasn't rapping that fast. Like he was on Death Row or he was on Bad Boy and he was rejected. And sang that song. Why? So everybody laughing and having a good time and they close out. Everybody wish everybody well. They say nice things of what they like about each other. And we left it there. But we all know come the new season, it's going to be some bullshit. I'm going to tell you why. First of all, with Quad. Let's start with Quad. We're going to go back to Dr. Simone. We're going to go back to their pictures, okay? I feel like Quad is in a good space, but I also feel like a lot of people feel like Quad relationship is fake because it took her so long to get somebody. Why is it that it's okay for people to move on fast, have a relationship and not heal? And this is what I was saying when I did my Brianna segment, how I felt about women who are in relationships or marriages the way Quad was, to work on themselves and get ready to feel secure, because when they get into a new relationship, they can learn to receive what they didn't have and look at the things that they was at fault for, either if they let it happen, either if they were being stubborn, whatever the case may be. I know a lot of people don't like Quad, but can we for once give that she switched out her situation and gave it to this woman who was a fan of the show? They asked Dr. G to apologize to Sweet Tea. And he said he don't like how he acts towards her. Meaning this has happened more than once. When him and King was going in about the situation, he said, well, and this is how I know he be watching stuff like this. He said, well, I should have let her did something to go in because of this and that. Yeah, Dr. G, you told her she was stupid. She don't know combat. He belittled her into, oh, so what? You was in the army. Girl, you ain't nobody. That's how he looked at her. And I was like, what did he just say? And she's sitting here like, don't do that. He said, it's your fault. It's your fault. Don't do that. Don't do that. Dr. G, stop. She was a fan that promised him a baby to get on the show to antagonize Quad, and it backfired. This man treat her the same way he treated his ex-wife. And I know nobody like Quad, but to see so many women windmilling and Sweet Tea behind a darn fake page, I wish I can get in my Instagram on here and show y'all. And I knew it was her Sweet Tea got a fake page, y'all, allegedly, but I'm gonna put it in my shorts. I might just post it. The comment I said, "Dang, Sweet Tea." The comment said, "I'm gonna read it to you." This how I know, like, this is how I know these folks be tripping. So I made a comment and I say, "Dang, Sweet Tea." She didn't say I'm not Sweet Tea. She said all these husbands emotionally or mentally talk crazy to their wives. I'm gonna read it again. I called the Sweet Tea. She didn't say she wasn't Sweet Tea. This how I know this Sweet Tea and she a goofy. All them husbands emotionally and mentally talk crazy to their wives. I'm gonna see if I can let me see if I can what you call it to myself. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna post it and let y'all see it. Yeah. I say I ain't respond. So I'm like, okay, now I see what everybody talking about when it comes to right, Tabby. We know it's Sweet Tea. Like, I don't understand what's up with these fake pages, girl. And guess what the name of the fake page is? Trina Trim Mac Mom. I'll leave it there. So that's how I feel to see so many women windmill for Dr. G, not call him insufferable. First of all, I'm gonna say it like this, and I hate to be honest. There's no disrespect to Dr. G. When Dr. G got a divorce and left that show, no one nobody think about him. When the blogs came out that Dr. G was getting married to Letitia, aka Sweet Tea, everybody wanted to be nosy. When I first heard they asked him to come back for the wedding on the show, I knew. I say, which one of y'all heifers done led him out on him? Because y'all been mad at Quad for a minute. Now, I've been keeping up behind the scenes. When Quad did that interview with Carlos King, I knew what was going on. Because he interviewed her after that little California wine trip, he interviewed her right then and there. And they were filming, but they didn't. Yeah, he interviewed. When Mariah came and did her interview and confirmed, Dr. Simone said, producers wanted me to kick you out. And then when we get to this reunion, that everybody act like they didn't know what the hell was going on, because guess who got invited? Sweet Tea. I said, hold the fuck up. Even though nobody like Mariah, they say she a villain, they say she mean, they say she this and that, they say she fell out with Quad. But one thing I can say about Mariah and Quad that I gave respect, even though they're not friends no more, they both stood up for each other in that interview. And Quad and Mariah say she's not lying, because if that's what Dr. Simone said, she said it. Because you know what? That's the same thing she told me, and that's why I said to stop doing the kicking people out, because it get the fans going and they say who they want to eliminate, and producers come back and tell you and you kick them out. What are we, on an island? I never forget that. Sweet Tea was added to boost, and because they knew, and Quad ain't lying, and Dr. G know what it is, because the fact is that if you pay attention of how Sweet Tea had to jump in on every conversation after somebody said he sounds like he hit her, and allegedly, and he said it's your fault. It's your fault I'm like this. That lets me know he whooping that ass. He's whooping that ass, allegedly. But he is verbally and mentally abusing her. I feel like it's so sad to see women who are our aunties or, older than us tell these young women. Basically, I'm in a group on Married to Medicine on Facebook, and it's so sad. And I'm about to get out that group because it really grind my gears. Sweet Tea is 30-some years old. This is her first marriage. The only thing her and Dr. G have in common is wanting a baby. I don't feel like everybody like, well, maybe something wrong with Dr. G. Dr. G ain't got no kids because God don't see fit that he treat the woman that carry his kids right. I feel like Sweet Tea have a baby by him is only going to get worse. The belittling, he's going to do it in front of the child, the disrespect, and she feels like, and it's so sad to see this young woman say, well, who you going to get to come here? Nobody. You just got me. It's so sad for her to, in her mind, I got to make this marriage work. He's a provider. I don't have no bills to worry about. We're going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. I'm going to give him what he wants. He's going to love me more if I give him what he wants. I don't want to be another situation to where, and I'm like, or when I miss out, I ain't got nothing, or I ain't got this, and he try to, girl, stand up. That man is emotionally and mentally abusing her. If you watch their interview, I guarantee you they did an interview. If you watch their interview and y'all just sit down and watch it and how they act, you will be like, something's going on. And I see it. When him and Quad get into it, he takes it out on Sweet Tea. He goes home and take it out on her, and she becomes whatever he want to say, he lay it out on her. And I don't think that's fair. And like, King said, do you have a history of doing this? He does. He has a history. I feel like Toya gonna always have multiple houses. Toya, I hope you keep this house. This is your 5th or 6th house, girl. Toya had me cacking, but she said, you ain't moving nobody else. She said, ain't moving nobody else's house, though. Because Sweetie tried to come for her, talking about, oh, well, yeah, okay. I have my home. I ain't paying on my home. She say, yeah, at least my home is mine and ain't moving to nobody else's. I feel like Toya is still going to be the voice of reason. I'm going to tell you the group that I see and how I see it divided. I feel like the division is going to be Quad, Heavenly, Mimi, and Toya. Dr. Jackie is always in the middle. That's never going to change. The things that I saw from Contessa's been hanging more with Sweet Tea because she's upsettably mad because of the comment that supposedly Quad made, because she feels like that comment that was made from Dr. Heavenly to Contessa to hurt her about Quad was true. And she say, I didn't say it like that. Basically, the comment was, oh, so she's only hanging with Sweet Tea for TV. So now I believe next season we're going to see Sweet Tea and Contessa be more buddy-buddy, and she shuns out Quad. I see it coming. Baby, she gonna go all the way around the world like she did with Dr. Heaven about what she got an issue with. We still haven't came to the conclusion about the situation between Dr. Heavenly and Contessa. We only got half. She only gives half. She never gives the full. I don't know why the hell Contessa do that. That should be aggravating my nerves. Like, girl. Quad and Simone are going to take a while to get along. Cecil loves Quad. He said it before. He loves their friendship because Cecil see that we noticed a change in the dress code. I feel like this gonna be a strong friend group for some reason. I feel like Dr. Simone only gonna deal with Sweet Tea because of her issue with Quad. But I can say this. Sweet Tea gonna have her moment with Dr. G either next season or the season after. And it's not gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be pretty. We're gonna have a Quad 2.0. She who Quad, well, let me tell you, I see it coming. Sweet Tea done started her podcast, honey, with the cooking. Sweet Tea trying to do big things. We ain't crazy. We know where this shit going. Then she called her mama. Child, just tell the truth, Sweet Tea. Yeah, that's what I think. But this season 3, part 3 reunion, it really didn't need 3 parts. But I get it. I guess it had to, make it do what it do of justice. But I do see a division coming, y'all. I see it. Like, we're not gonna act like we don't see it. I see a division coming, and there's gonna be some trouble in paradise for certain couples. I feel like Dr. Simone and Cecil, a lot of people was like, well, Brain Tammy, since she acting like that, since she want to hang with Sweet Tea, Brain Tammy, Cecil. I know you don't want to cut out your meal with Brain Tammy. I mean, Cecil got money now, and I like how Cecil said he gonna stand up for his wife, as he should, Cecil. You supposed to, Cecil. You supposed to. So that's all I got to say, honey. Tomorrow I will see you guys at the same time. Be here at 9:30. I have some things I want to discuss about the Janiyah Michaels case. So if you're watching the replay, get the thumbs up, like, share. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Yes, we're going to go back on the Janiyah Michaels, honey, because it's a lot going on. I want to thank you guys. Oh, it's a lot of tea with the Janiyah Michaels. I want to thank you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let your thoughts in the comment section. I thought I took my mic off. But yeah, I before we leave, I want y'all to be here. Please be here at 9:30 tomorrow. I have some information. You too, Tabby. I have some information I want to share with y'all about Janiyah Michaels' mom. And this case is getting worse and worse. See you guys in the morning. Later. Why am I in? Oh, sorry, y'all.